My dad, Jon Emery, known to all his friends as Jack Emery and known to us as Dad, was the founder of the Farmington Land Trust, and it's a gift that keeps on giving to us as his family, and I hope to all the residents of Farmington to this day.
Today, the Farmington Land Trust continues to honor Emery's legacy by working tirelessly to preserve open space and promote conservation in the town of Farmington. Thanks to the hard work of its volunteers and supporters, the Farmington Land Trust has been able to protect over 300 acres of land.
I remember when he passed away and we became the owners of several journals that he had, and I was so excited to look through them because I thought it was going to be all these wonderful notes about his daughter and maybe some of his other children, but mostly his eldest daughter. And I don't think there was a word in there about any of us as kids, but it was all about the circumference of the trees and the this and that. So he was passionate about that as a scientist, and he was an engineer and a physics teacher, and I just think anything nature excited him. The Farmington Land Trust is so important in preserving that open space.
He'd be thrilled. He'd be very proud. Getting outside was an open space as a concept. I think he deeply appreciated what a lot of people do I think it brought a level of peace and tranquility to him that wasn't naturally a part of the rest of his life. He was never somebody who would say, well, development is bad and should never take place. He wasn't like that, but he felt strongly that it should be planned, and therefore open space needs to have advocacy. This will be preserved in perpetuity. That's a powerful statement.
Well, our family came here in 1645 to start working the land out here. And at one point in time, we owned the whole of Rattlesnake Mountain. And we had an orchard on one side, and we had a quarry on the other side. And at the very tippity top was one of the highest points around. The Land Trust has an easement on that property to keep it in perpetuity. There's only 18,000 acres of land in Farmington, so there's a limited resource that we can draw off of. The importance of land is, as Arlene Whitaker, one of my town council chair people, said, they did not make it anymore, so you have to protect it.
The Farmington Land Trust is more than just an organization dedicated to preserving open space. It's a community effort that's deeply meaningful to area residents.
I love the Clatter Valley Trail because it's a beautiful trail that we just developed, and not that many people know about it, so we're hoping more people will. But I'm particularly partial to that because it goes on this land that when I was a little girl, I used to go in the woods and go up that trail, but it wasn't really a trail then, it was just through the woods, and there's a beautiful pond, and we used to have picnics out there. So now when I go on that trail, not only do I love that it's a proper trail that other people can go on, it's like reminds me of my childhood when I went in the woods all the time. It's about nature, it's about preserving the land so that it's both for environmental and ecological reasons, but also so people can get out on it and people can learn more about it. We are so focused on the Wilcox-Bushley and the homestead, and I think that will just launch us in such a good direction because we'll have a headquarters that people can visually see. We have education programs there at our learning center. There's all this land that there's so much opportunity to learn from. The pollinator garden, the trail in the woods. I just would love to have there be a way that more people in the town of Farmington can be members so that they can know about us and so they can be involved, because I think it's such a gem of an organization.
We have been really working hard to get the word out to the public about why conserving land is important to the world, to the earth, to everyone. And more recently, we've been working with the Farmington Public Schools. And that's been a really great connection because really it does start at a very early age. And when I say early, we have kindergartners coming onto our properties, having experiential learning with their teachers. And that is where we need to start. We are primarily volunteer directed, and our mission is to protect open space in perpetuity through education, acquisition, stewardship, and advocacy. The mission of the Land Trust is crucial in a time when acquisition of open space is getting more and more difficult. All of these areas are funded by people who are interested in conserving open space and learning more about nature. So we need you, we need everyone to contribute in order for us to do the work that we're doing, continue the work, and actually improve on it. So become a part of something that's impacting your community and the world.
By supporting the Farmington Land Trust, you are helping to protect the environment and preserve the natural beauty of our town.
It's such a vital organization. I mean, the people that are involved, all the volunteers, are interested in what we're all about. They're committed to it. They want to be involved. And so, you know, every time there's anything, whether it's a work party, whether it's an educational program, whether it's a meeting, it's like there's so much vitality to it. So, and all the people are fun and they're smart and they're interesting. What I'm involved in has to have meaning. And so the Land Trust has a meaning in a different way because it's about the environment, it's about nature, and it's about people. So for me, it's all those three together. And besides which, it's so much fun.
The beauty of the Land Trust is that we offer something for people of all abilities. Nature belongs to everyone.